Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit and I am Lord of the Arena. Well, I was Lord of the Arena. I kinda got a suspended title right now after my pathetic performance with that Druid deck, so we'll try and do a little better. We have a new Hunter deck. Last episode we drafted it, if you missed that, and we got a win with it to start with. As you can see, no losses as of yet. The deck is fairly well balanced, I think. It's lacking in a lot of really high-cost big hitters. But that doesn't mean that it lacks damage. That's kind of the mistake I guess a lot of people look at and say, oh, you don't have like any 6 to 10 cost creatures? Aside from that Sea Giant, of course. That's a weak deck. Not necessarily, because you are talking about things that can buff other stuff. You know, Frostwolf Warlord is a very powerful card, even though it's only 5 cost. This is powerful. This gives a lot of charge, which is always nice. Admittedly, I got 2 of those, and I didn't really get a lot of beasts, which was unfortunate. I only have a single animal companion in my entire deck, so a lot of this beast synergy that usually happens is not too good, but I think, like, the overall creature combos, buffs, and the amount of removal that I've got with, like, double Hunter's Mark, an explosive trap, a multi-shot, an explosive shot, it's not bad. I've also got an Eagle Hornbow as well. It's definitely not the most balanced of decks, but it is the Arena, so you can't necessarily get the things that you always want. You have to just play to your strengths. Played a pretty good game last time, didn't have too many problems. I think the Sea Giant was the right call over the Molten Giant. Certainly, since I seem to be able to get a good amount of creatures out, and then the Sea Giant can be played earlier, and I don't know. I mean, it seems okay. I'm not entirely convinced by it, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, this is the second time in a row that's given me 2 Hunter's Marks out the very gate. Generally, I don't like to keep Hunter's Marks to begin with, because they're much useful more later on to remove bigger creatures. And this is not ideal either, but the Flare might be useful. Oh, God, it gave me a Hunter's Mark again. The Flare might be useful because I'm playing against a Hunter, of course, so a lot of people look at this card and say, oh, it's rubbish because it's, you know, you're spending a card to get a card. Yes, but you do have the ability to remove that stealth and destroy all enemy secrets, which is pretty good, but only in certain circumstances. That's why I think most people don't take it, because only 1 in every 3 classes actually benefit from it. Worgen Infiltrator is a bloody good card. I do actually have a way to remove that stealth, but I'm not going to do that. Don't have any cards I can play here, which kind of sucks. This is not a good start for me, so I mean, it's a 2-1 with stealth for 1 cost. I think the Worgen Infiltrator is actually one of the best cards in the game for a 1 cost. I don't see anything better than that. I mean, you could talk about the Wind Fury creature, for instance, Young Dragonhawk, if you've got a buff. Demolisher out as well. Wow, this is a really good start for him. Oh, come on! Jeez. Hunter's Mark again? Really? This is of no help to anybody. Okay, so the Flesh-Eating Ghoul's not really an option here. I think just playing the Animal Companion. See what I get. Which is Misha. Alright. Can he kill Misha? Yes, he can. Unfortunately, the Demolisher will allow him to do that. Thankfully, the Demolisher actually hit me and not Misha. That's the cool thing about going up against a Demolisher is that there's still a random chance that it won't hit you. So, if that hit me, then he could have then eliminated that with his Worgen Infiltrator. Now, as it stands, he can just eliminate it with Huffer instead. So, he got a bit lucky on the 1 in 3 from the Animal Companion there. Got exactly the one that he needed to get. Which is annoying. I wonder if he'll decide to charge Huffer. I wonder if he also has a Hunter's Mark. If he's got a Hunter's Mark, what I'd do is I'd mark that, but evidently he doesn't. He's deciding to hang around and not take advantage of that charge. I don't like what he's just done there. I don't think that's a good call. Could be wrong. Alright, I'm thinking we play Flesh-Eating Ghoul. We then use our Arcane Shot to get rid of Huffer, and then we kill off his Worgen Infiltrator. Actually, no, we don't kill his Worgen Infiltrator. We kill his Demolisher. And we actually will get 2 puffs of the Peace Pipe with that one. So, there we go. That's 1. And there's 2. Get rid of that. I don't want that 2 damage ability. Like, here, he can't break through. So, this gives me an edge and puts me back in the game. Cool. So, it was a rough start, but I think this has put me in a good spot. He doesn't have a beast either, so he can still kill. Ah, he's got a multi-shot. Yeah, whatever. Should have seen that one coming. It is a Hunter after all, and that Worgen Infiltrator is really working me over here. And it's going to be difficult to deal with. Okay, Dark Iron Dwarf, not really a pull right now. I think we Acolyte of Pain. Sounds like the best idea. And, I mean, we could Flare, but I'd rather wait and see if he's got a secret. Right now, I've got cards in my hand, at least, so I'm not going to Flare yet. I mean, if he goes for this, it's going to get me card draw. If he doesn't, I could just turn around and smack him. He could have a kill command, which would get rid of that. A secret has been played. Good. This is where my flair comes in handy. I'll be able to destroy that and get card draw, which is ideal. Cool. That's what I was hoping for. Alright, we've got a Taunt, we've got a Dark Iron Dwarf. We'll probably play the Taunt, we'll hold the Dark Iron Dwarf for a little while. I'm going to use this to get card draw. Flare. It's going to get rid of his secret, which was a Snipe, which is good to have gotten rid of that. And then we have a Frostwolf, Grunt, or the Dark Iron Dwarf. I think we just play the Grunt. A little bit of safety on the field right now. Then we smack that with that, which gets us some card draw and keeps my guy alive regardless. Leaves us with nothing we can really do aside from one of those. Okay, so we currently have a slight board advantage. He has a slight card. Oh no, he's got the same card advantage as I've got. He's got the same card advantage as I've got. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. I think I use this terminology a little bit too much. Like, he's got more cards than I do. He's got more health than I do. But, okay. And this is why we keep Hunter's Marks, to eliminate stuff like this. Very, very useful. This isn't going to help that much, but I can still make something of it. I can very much make something of it. I'm going to hold back the Dark Iron Dwarf for the time being. I'll use it a little bit later. So what we can do here is we can do that. We can then use this. Both of these guys got charged right now. What we then do is Hunter's Mark on this. We then use our Acolyte of Pain to kill it, which gives us card draw and removes that for nice and cheap. Speaking of card draw, Cold Light Oracle will allow us to do that as well. And then we can attack with extra damage here in that order, which now gives us a strong advantage. I've got Taunt, I have a tough creature that's also buffed up by this Timberwolf. I don't have any more beasts, so again, this Timberwolf and this, not that handy. Alright, so a Pint-Sized Summoner, interesting call. That's more of a bullet magnet at this stage, more so than anything else, because he knows that I'm not going to let that live. Another secret's being played. So last time it was a Snipe. It could be an explosive trap. That would remove most of what I've got on the board right now. But there are other alternatives. Alright, there's the Harvest Golem here that we have to deal with. I mean, first things first, we'll probably just want to get rid of the Pint-Sized Summoner, right? That seems like the thing that makes the most sense. We don't even have to do it and lose the Tundra Rhino, so Pint-Sized Summoner is now off the table. Sea Giant, we actually should have played that earlier to have a more mana-efficient play, but hey. Dark Iron Dwarf is there. I'm still a little bit concerned that this is an explosive trap. And if it is, it's going to wipe what I've got here. I could just play that Sea Giant actually straight up, and then I can kill off the Harvest Golem, but I'd be trading out for it. Best play is hard to say, actually. Let's hold that Sea Giant for a little while. Let's get some cards. Give me some options. I'm going to give him some options as well, of course, but it's going to give me some too, so. Explosive trap of my own. Alright, do I want to get rid of my one Taunt to get rid of that? Not really. And I still don't know what that secret is. Do I have another Flare in my deck? I'm not sure. It's probably an explosive trap. I'm going to hold back for the time being. It's definitely not a Snipe, we know that. Freezing Trap is a possibility, but it's fairly rare in arena decks. Snake Trap is even more rare. Misdirection is a possibility. That's kind of annoying. He grabbed my Timberwolf. He could have grabbed a worse creature, though, so I'm not too unhappy about that. What annoys me is I probably gave him that card through the card draw, but hey, it happens. It also means I can play a Sea Giant for like 2 cost, which is kind of wonderful. Now, he'll probably trade out this Harvest Golem, because he doesn't even have to completely kill it, so it's a good shot for him. Does he get to attack with my Timberwolf immediately? I think he does, actually. No, he doesn't. I was going to say, that would actually be kind of silly. Alright, so we've got lots of plays here. The Sea Giant is available for high cost. The Hyena is available. But we have to buff, if that is an explosive trap, we have to buff the Hyena up before we detonate it. Bear that in mind. I also have a trap of my own. So things can get very interesting all of a sudden. Alright, so, Hyena. We've got 2 beasts that we can get rid of here. And there's also that beast there too. So, that's a possibility. We could get a Stranglethorn Tiger out as well. And we can then play our Sea Giant for 1 cost, which is kind of wonderful. Cool. Alright, now what options do we have? We're going to have to start getting rid of beasts. How are we going to do that, you might ask? Well, this will kill that. Won't lose that. I need to get this tough enough so it will survive an explosive trap. Thankfully, all I need to do to make that happen is to kill 1 creature. Also, my Stranglethorn Tiger can attack, but We still don't know if that's an explosive trap, so I want to make this as good as possible. Alright, so let's use this one first. Do I want to buff it twice? No, I don't need to buff it twice. I just need to buff this once. Okay. Alright. Here comes the test. Is it an explosive trap? We're about to find out. We've got to be quick with the time. Oh, wow. The time's actually burning out with this secret. That's really stupid. I need the rest of these to damn attack. Did that work out? Did I get my attack in with my scavenging hyena? Because that should have had charge. I don't think I did. Why does the time tick away when it's triggering animations? That's really silly. It shouldn't do that. Alright, well, he's still pretty weakened from that, but I took too long. He can now get rid of that. It will buff up my hyena. He can still trade out to... He can't actually kill it because it got buffed up. Yeah, he made a mistake there. That got buffed up, so he's going to have to kill it off with something else. Yeah, he's going to get rid of that. I've still got my Sea Giant on the field, so I'm still pretty happy with my situation. And I also have an Explosive Trap, which is going to be great for removing these imps. And a Spellbreaker, if I want to just make that Imp Master completely useless. Can I kill him this turn? 8, 10, 12... It's not a beast, as much as I wish that it was. I can do 12 damage. 14 damage. Yeah, I can get him pretty damn close. Alright. Alright. Hit him with that. Hit him with that. Spell break the Imp Master. And Explosive Trap, just in case it decides to go for me. Because he could try and rush me down. I want to make sure that I'm going to do some damage if he tries to do that. Animal Companion, will he get his Misha? Nope, he's getting his charge. Okay.
They'll never know what hit.
Can he kill me this time? I don't think so. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, he can kill me. No, he can't, because I have my Explosive Trap. Saved my ass! He could have killed me that turn if I didn't have that secret. Oh, that was really, really fortunate. Oh! Yeah, he actually had 15 damage with his steady shot. He could have killed me. Now he can't. He's actually dead. Oh! God damn. And that is why that was exactly the right time to play that. Bang. Half of me wants to call that a great play. Half of me wants to call it ridiculous fortune. But I had a feeling he would try and rush me down to end the game at that point, so I thought it was the right call. And evidently I was correct. Half through dumb luck, half through experience. That was a hectic game. I could have ended it a lot sooner, but I spent too long on that turn, which means I don't think I got my hyena to even attack. So, yeah, that would have been over way sooner, but... I don't think that timer should time out when the secret animation's triggered, because that actually takes a good number of seconds. I don't think that's reasonable. That's something they should fix. Okay, we'll toss the Sea Giant initially for obvious reasons. It's not good to have as part of a starting hand. It'll be better to play later. I think we'll get... I don't really want to get rid of the Eagle Horn Bow. But I'm coming in second, so it makes the most sense. Especially considering I can play my Flesh-Eating Ghoul a bit earlier. Alright, that's a decent hand. So I can play a Taunt on turn 2, but there's no real purpose of doing so, really. Because he'll just start stabbing it. What I would prefer to do is, I could play the Timberwolf. There we go. So, he can use 2 costs to remove this, which he's gonna do, and take a point of damage. I mean, that's going to happen regardless. If you get against a rogue or a mage deck, that's a possibility. That's something you have to consider. Okay. I think at that point, as much as the turn 3 Flesh-Eating Ghoul sounds great, it's actually not. What we want to do is play this, and then play the Flesh-Eating Ghoul next turn. Logic behind that is that if he has anything like a Backstab, he will be able to get rid of the Ghoul immediately. Because he can just use Dagger Mastery and Backstab, or Shiv. He could use that in combination with that. I'd rather he just stab that. You know, It's equal mana. The problem is I'm trading out cards for his health, which is exactly why the rogue's amazing in arenas. But I didn't want him to have the ability to kill off that ghoul quickly. Bear in mind as well that when you're playing against a rogue, you're also playing against a certain pace. And that pace is the dagger gets more powerful the second swing, right? So if the dagger is gone, and he has to spend 2 to get another dagger that's 1/2, you're better off playing the creature then, because it will most likely survive longer. If you play it later, it's much easier for him to remove it. So there's that kind of 1-2 cycle that you have to worry about with the daggers. And you have to try and play outside of his cycle where possible. Alright, Iron Beak. Okay, that's kind of fine, because I can play my Flesh-Eating Ghoul again, and I can use this one to kill off something else and actually gain a benefit for it. What other options do I have? Tundra Rhino. Don't really have any beasts on the field, so that's really not going to help that much. I think we just play the second Ghoul, and then we could actually coin into a Fairy Dragon. That's probably the best thing I can do right now. Second Ghoul, coin, Fairy Dragon. So we use this Ghoul, which is now sort of useless to get rid of something, because he'll instantly try and rush and kill this one. Problem is I actually can't lose it. He doesn't have enough damage to get rid of it, which is a little annoying, but we'll do what we have to do. So we'll remove a source of damage. Which one doesn't really matter at this stage. I'm going to get rid of this one just on the off chance that he has a Brewmaster that can bring it back and use his silence again. That's my logic there, and I'm sticking to it. Bear in mind, that does give you a buff as well, so not the best buff, but, you know, if he's going to trade, at least he has to straight trade instead of being able to attack with, say, his Defias and not lose his Defias. He has an Assassin's Blade out right now, so he's using a lot of weapon-based removal. Okay, so he wins out in that respect. Obviously, he's taken some damage, but that doesn't really matter that much to him. And rightfully so. He also has his Assassin's Blade out, which means that stuff like the Tundra Rhino, he's going to be able to kill off, which I don't really like. I may even have to Flare here. Bear in mind, Flare is useful against rogues because they have stealth stuff. They don't have any secrets, but they do have stealth. If I play the Tundra Rhino, he will hit it and then kill it out. And honestly, it only does 2 damage, so he's not even going to blink. Let's just be a little more... just be a bit patient. Yes, the Flare's 1 card draw, but what if he starts playing something like a Patient Assassin or one of those Stealth Masters, Masters of Disguise? Alright, well, he's definitely got an advantage over me right now. Obviously, I've done slightly more damage to him, but that doesn't really matter. Okay, Animal Companion. Let's get that out. Not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for Misha. I didn't get it. Or Huffer. I mean, Huffer would have been fine too, but... nope. He can kill it without losing anything. That's the worst thing about it. He can use the Farseer and then use that. Still don't want to use Flare right now. Yeah, the way this game's going, I feel like I'm going to lose it. I mean, rogues are difficult to deal with at the best of times, but at least I have that stealth, but I won't be able to get rid of it anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Is he just going to rush me and ignore that? No, of course not. He's going to get rid of it. Which is wise, because I mean, not that I could have actually killed his Ravenhold Assassin, even if I did remove the stealth, but... yeah, I think I'm dead, actually. I don't see a way out of this right now. Let's Flare and see if I can get something. Scavenging Hyena, it's not going to help. Yes, that's what, 7, 9, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage next turn. Yeah, I mean, I could just play it out, but I'm pretty sure I'm toast. I don't think there's any way around that. It doesn't really matter what I play at this stage. If I play the Dark Iron Dwarf and Hyena... he'll probably just try and rush me down. Instead of even trading for it. It's probably the right thing to do. Takes me down to 7, so I'm dead next turn unless I somehow have amazing removal.
Well played.
And interestingly enough... oh, he's probably even got cards in his hand that'll do me in here. That's 4. That's gonna be me dead. Maybe? Shiv? Yeah. I assume you can finish me. You have a head crack. You have a blade flurry. That would do it. Alright, that was disastrously bad. That was a well-built rogue deck, and I couldn't deal with it. I mean, the class that I have the most problems with in Arena, I think everyone has the most problems with right now, is Rogue. Rogue drafts just tend to be flat-out better. And some would argue that their actual ability is probably the best in the game. As it's one of the only abilities that benefits from buff cards. Like, most hero powers don't really benefit too much from the cards that you play. They're kind of weirdly separate. It's not exclusively true, but the rogue in particular benefits a lot from that. So, alright. Not the best start of cards, but not the worst either. I will keep it. You got that early card draw there, that really powerful early defensive unit, an explosive trap if they try and rush me down, and as it turns out, there's the turn 1. Of course, this is a mage deck, but he's going second, so if I can make him burn a coin to get rid of that Timberwolf, then I'm actually fine with that. That's cool. That's not bad for pacing. You know, if you throw out your coin and decide to Fire Blast, then whatever. Looks like that's exactly what he's gonna do. We'll see. Yep, there you go. That's fine. Cool. Get rid of your coin. Use 2 mana to get rid of a 1/1 creature that actually isn't going to benefit my deck too much anyway. Great. Alright. Could use my explosive trap right now. Or I can use my steady shot. The next couple of turns, my mana's going to be a little bit occupied. Let's get the trap out. As I'm going to need at least 2 turns to get rid of these, maybe even 3, because I might hold the Shield Master back a little bit. That's cool, because if she does decide to attack with that and then gets rid of it... Oh, lol. 3 Acolytes of Pain. Alright, alright. We'll see. She'll probably use the Engineer just to go right for me, and that will get rid of my secret, which was a nice play. Just why I'm actually thinking that it was a mistake to play that. Because if I play it so early... Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to go for me now. Smart guy. Very smart. Uses that to actually trigger that. Super smart play. Yep, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have played my explosive trap so early. He gets card draw out of that. It only kills off 1 creature, weakens that. Admittedly, I wasn't going to be able to kill it in 1 lot anyway, so it's not the worst thing ever. So, let's kill that off first for card draw. He's going to get card draw, but so am I. So, you know, at least I can equal that up. Alright, another Acolyte of Pain or Ascension Shieldmaster, you might ask. Well, he's got nothing on the board, so I shouldn't play my taunt yet. More Acolytes of Pain! Get out 3 Acolytes of Pain and then just beg that he Arcane Explosions them. It'll be actually wonderful. I do have big removal in the form of Explosive Shot. One of my favorite cards of the Hunter deck. Very, very good. Admittedly, you can screw it over. Against a Hunter deck, by the way, just a little tip. Always put your, like, 5-cost cards towards the edge. Because that means that if he has to use an explosive shot, then he's not going to be able to hit all the things he wants to hit. Let the pain speak to me.
Speak to me.
Ugh. All dem acolytes right now. Man. Retweet if you're a strong, independent acolyte that don't need no pain. And his hand's actually too full, so he even loses a frostbolt there. Thanks for the cards! Wow! Thank you so much. That was exactly what I wanted you to do. He's actually gonna... Yeah, he's gonna give me a full hand. That was... Why would you possibly do that? I don't understand. Oh no, I lost a hunter's mark. Truly, it's the end of all things. Alright, let's play cards, shall we? I actually have a little bit too much card draw here. It's a strategy. It's one of these meta strategies where he's trying to burn my deck out. God. Alright, okay. What can I play? Animal Companion and a Fairy Dragon. Or Animal Companion, Fairy Dragon, and Timberwolf. Just get stuff out of my hand. Yup. That. And that. And this. Cool. So, the card draw problem, as it were, just isn't there anymore. That triple Acolyte play. God, and people ask me why I don't play Constructed. This is why. because this is way more fun. Alright, 9 cards. Sorcerer's Apprentice comes out. No, you're not going to be targeting that with spells, thank you very much. Doesn't happen. Gonna get rid of Leok. Another Arcane Explosion. Alright, so I'll have more cards, thanks. And a Sea Giant. That's kind of cool. Kind of cold. Alright, so he's going to be able to kill that. That was pretty decent, but he's burned a lot of spells making that happen. And I got plenty of options right now. So I'm feeling good. Alright, I'm thinking we play the Shield Master next. Let's start to get our defense rolling. And then, of course, we can start to roll towards the Sea Giant. So... Tazdingo. Now, we're talking about removal. I got some of my own, thank you very much. I don't want you having that anymore. No way. Cool. So, currently, I have the edge in all possible respects. Let's try and keep it. How much more removal must he have? He's thrown out a lot of spells. He's like 2 Cone of Cold, Arcane Explosion. Already. He has a 3rd Cone of Cold. He can't have many more. That's, you know, it is Arena, so the rules don't apply, but that's 3 Cone of Colds he's burnt very, very early on in the game. So he's playing... Right now, he's playing Control. Obviously holding my stuff back, but... It's not necessarily... That's a crap card, as everyone pretty much knows, I think, at this point. Okay. Sea Giant. We already know he's thrown out a ton of control and removal. The Sea Giant right now might be a good idea. We also have a ton of really powerful ideas, like Stranglethorn Tiger, like Dark Iron Dwarf. We're not going to use that yet. We can also silence our own minion and allow it to attack, but that would be silly. So, Sea Giant. I'm counting on the fact that he has used an absurd amount of removal. And I know that he has, certainly. Oh, we could just Hunter's Mark to get rid of that next turn if we need to. Does he have more removal? Or has he burnt through it? If that's a polymorph, I'm going to get really annoyed. Please don't tell me that's a polymorph. Might be a fireball and he's thinking to try and remove it that way, but... I've got this multi-shot, I've got this explosive shot. Like, I can wipe off anything he... And I've got a Hunter's Mark. I can wipe off anything he's got here. So I'm not concerned about that. It was a polymorph. You bastard. Ugh. How much more control and removal have you got in that stupid deck of yours? Sheep is beast. Frog is not beast, by the way, which is very strange. Cool. Scavenging Hyena is a possibility here. This is also a beast. You seeing where I'm going with this? Hope so. So what we can do is we can do this kind of charge play. We can kill off both of our beasts here. And then get a buffed up Scavenging Hyena and hope that he doesn't have yet more removal. So. Yes, we're going to do that play. You are the mighty sheep. You give your life so that others may live. And this is also a beast. This is why this play is extra sexy. I know it's getting rid of one potential attack there, but how much more removal can this guy possibly have? Really now? Let's start inflicting pain. Yeah, rocket, rocket. What else could you possibly have in that deck that could remove that? Fireball would kill it. We know he lost a Frostbolt earlier. A 4th Cone of Cold could hold it back, and Ice Lance could hold it back. A Frost Nova. I mean, there's so much control available in the Mage deck, but I'm hoping he doesn't have another Poly. Oh my god, this deck is nothing but control! Oh, I hate you. Oh man. Okay. All right. This is starting to stress me out now. All right. Okay, we need to get rid of this Lord of the Arena. We can do it with an explosive shot. We still have a multi-shot left, so if he decides to get out some smaller creatures, we can ping at him. So, I think we kill that immediately. Splat. We then play the Stranglethorn Tiger, which can then immediately attack. Yep, that is the best possible play. I'm trying to... There's no silence play involved with this, because, like, yes, I can get... Apparently, you can get rid of being frozen with silence. That's actually a thing. But you would also get rid of all the Scavenging Hyena's buffs, which is not a very good idea. Do I want to... I'm going to keep a hold of this Eagle Thorn bow for now. I'm, like, in such a big lead. There is no reason for me to burn my last charge of my weapon by hitting him. Card draw. Alright, so he's pretty desperate. 2 more flesh-eating ghouls, yeah. Alright. I don't believe it! That's the 4th cone of cold! This guy has nothing but cones of cold! Oh, thank God I kept flare. This is why you keep flare, I'm telling you, it's amazing. Oh, God, it's still happening. But it's okay, because don't worry, guys, I've got a play. I do, I have a play. Watch and learn. Flare. Pop, pop, pop. No secret for you. Well, it's kind of the same thing. Watch this. Ba-da-ba-ba. Silence the tiger. Hit him with that. GG. So much for your control. I think all that control deck did was succeed in annoying me. It didn't actually do anything. It just held me back for a while. 4 cones of cold, and a frost nova, and an arcane explosion, and a polymorph. I hate mages. I really hate them. Huh. My oh my. Well, that went as well as could be expected, honestly. I'm not sure who's really expecting the triple Acolyte play, but nobody expects the triple Acolyte play. Next level. A Warlock, okay. These guys can vary between hum-ha to oh god, where's my face gone? So I need to be careful. Toss the Warlord. Yeah, that's a better thing to have early game. Alright. Yeah, Warlock is quite a difficult class to play because its pacing is really weird, and a lot of the kind of big gimmick decks with Warlocks rely on Lord Jaraxxus, which you can't really get in Arena. So, it's okay, but I've had middling success with it, let's just say. Alright, we're gonna Beast first, and then we can coin into a Flesh-Eating Ghoul or an Acolyte of Pain, depending on the situation next turn. Basically, I would coin if... Oh, damn. Oh, oh, oh! Yes! Mad Bomber, unreliable ever. Always so unreliable. It's always the mistake to put Mad Bomber in your deck. Always. You can't rely on him to do anything useful. Alright. So, in this case, because he has Mad Bomber, we're going to coin into Animal Companion instead. Because regardless of which companion I get, I can still get rid of the Mad Bomber. The Flesh-Eating Ghoul doesn't trade for that, so... Plus, the Flesh-Eating Ghoul could die to the Mad Bomber. We get a Huffer out of it. Okay. Well, I'm thinking what we do here is we charge right at him. In the case of a Warlock deck, it's nice to be able to do that early game because it limits the number of life taps they can pull off. And also a lot of their abilities and good demons take away their life. So if he has a Pit Lord in his deck, suddenly he's in big trouble. I don't want to trade out Huffer for that. I just want to attack, yeah? If he's going to use his Mad Bomber to get rid of Huffer, then so be it. But I'd rather get the damage in first. It makes little sense otherwise. Otherwise, he uses his Mad Bomber to charge at me and I don't care because I just Arcane Shot him next turn. Or he Shadow Balls. Alright, whatever. I still got the damage, yeah? Still got the damage. And that guy's now down to the state where I can just Arcane Shot him, so whatever. Okay, and in this case, we're going to play a Flesh-Eating Ghoul into... I'm a Moron! Into I'm a Moron. Ah. What am I doing? I thought I had 4 mana, not 3. Stupid idiot. Now I've just given him a Flesh-Eating Ghoul for free. Ah, moron. Certainly not the worst misplay, but pretty damn close. And that also leaves him now with a 4-3 Succubus on the board that I can't get rid of reliably. Oh, so dumb. And just a mock me gives me another Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Alright, Arcane Shot is not enough to get rid of that. Playing a Starving Buzzard makes no sense right now because he'll just horribly murder it. We might toss something out as just as a bit of a temptation. Explosive Trap and then Arcane Shot next turn might be a way of getting rid of this reliably. An Acolyte of Pain would give me card draw, and if he attacks it, I have the ability to do an Arcane Shot on him anyway, so... We'll do that. Do I want to Arcane Shot him now? Maybe not. I don't think I necessarily want to reveal my plan here. What I want him to do is use his Succubus to attack this Acolyte of Pain, and then next turn I'll Arcane Shot it. If I Arcane Shot it now, he'll know what I'm up to. And he also knows that I won't be able to get rid of that succubus reliably. As it turns out, he doesn't want to trigger the Acolyte of Pain, so... kind of lousy, but I'll have to do it myself. It's going to happen one way or the other, unless he demon fires that thing. Life tap. What's his play? Hold on to this explosive trap till later, as we learned last time it didn't work out well. Oh, he has nothing. Huh. Oh, that's even better, because I can just Hunter's Mark it and not even have to use my Arcane Shot. But Hunter's Mark is a better card than Arcane Shot, to the point where I want to keep a hold of it. Okay, if something's going to die, we need that Flesh-Eating Ghoul out. So, let's do that. Flesh-Eating Ghoul, Arcane Shot, Acolyte of Pain. There we go. So I get a card out of it, I get rid of that. And I also get a double buff on my Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Cool. That was the play that I was looking for earlier and messed up completely, so hey. Alright, so I have an edge in health. He has more cards than I do, though, and that should concern me a little bit. I do have an explosive trap, which is fantastic, so if he tries to... oh, he's got that. Ideal for him. Alright, well, I can still get rid of it, but I do it in a kind of wonky way because I don't have a way to hit him this turn. Alright, Starving Buzzard, Timberwolf play, gets great card draw. He can only attack one of them, so... and if he attacks the Starving Buzzard with the Timberwolf's buff up, then he's actually in trouble, so... Starving Buzzard, Timberwolf. Alright, what do we got? Cult Light Oracle. He currently has a card advantage over me. Now might be the time to try and remedy that. I could Taunt. Nothing necessarily stopping me from doing that, but... it is going to die immediately. That said, I will then be able to kill it. We'll Taunt. Put that in the way. Make sure that this guy's 4 damage is just going to be soaked up by that 2-cost grunt. Unless he's got some other way to get rid of it. I don't see a reason to kind of sacrifice the Timberwolf so early when I've got a little bit extra damage potential that I can play with as a result of having it, so... he still has this big card advantage, but this Cold Light Oracle is going to even that up a little bit, so... it's not too bad. I still have options. That's the most important thing. Once I start running out of options, that's when things start to get messy. I still think I'm slightly ahead, but not by much. He's a bit low... well, he's lower on health, so he's a little bit less willing to life tap, which is good. I mean, not being ahead on cards versus a Warlock is not that bad a thing, because he's gonna have more than you. Oh, that was an interesting call. Huh. Not a bad one, necessarily. I'm just... yeah, alright. Okay. Didn't expect that, but it is what it is. Okay, I think we just need our draw now, so let's get this Cold Light Oracle out. Multi-shot. Sen'jin Shield Master. Cool, the Shield Master is kind of what I needed right now, so... there we go. Could set up for the Frostwolf Warlord as well, so... can't use my multi-shot yet, because he hasn't got 2 creatures on the board. He won't either. He'll probably just charge his Loot Hoarder right at that Shield Master. Shadow Bolts, and then use that to kill that. Oh, is he going to Mortal Coil? No, he just finished that. Okay. Alright. Well, you know, he had reliable removal. It was going to happen one way or the other, so I'm not too worried about that. He's still got 5 mana, though, so... Fen Creeper. Alright, this is where this Hunter's Mark comes in handy against something big and scary like that. Unfortunately, neither of these are beasts, so the Scavenging Hyena is not really going to benefit that much from this. Frostwolf Warlord is not going to be great either, because I'm about to trade this Cold Light Oracle out for that, so... not great. I think we just have to do that, though. I'm not really sure if I want to present my Frostwolf Warlord yet, though, because... really... does he have more removal to get rid of it, especially since it'll be fairly low on health? He probably does. Alright, well... I think the first most important thing to do is just get rid of this. The Hyena doesn't benefit from the death of either of these, so we're just going to kill that. So that leaves us with mana. Maybe we'll put the Hyena out there as a bit of a bait. Just saying, hey, you've got to kill this because it's scary and it snowballs. Let's do that. Explosive Trap isn't really going to help me unless it's against charged creatures, so we'll hold that back. So if he plays 2 creatures, I've got this multi-shot removal to get rid of it anyway. He's still got a metric ton of cards, and that's what's worrying me right now, because I don't. And one of my major card draws, I just used. I do have 2 more Acolytes of Pain in my deck, though, so if I can pull those, I'll be in a better position. Both of us have gone through over half of our decks so far. He's got a good amount of his deck in his hand, as it turns out. Which is a really good advantage to be in. Silver Moon Guardian, Demon Fire. Alright. Now, I would say, hey, multi-shot. But unfortunately, he decided that he wanted to play something with Divine Shield, so... it's probably not the best idea. I think what's probably going to happen is we play the Explosive Shot. Acolyte of Pain can be played, but he will instantly kill it. So we may have to take a turn of damage here, because nothing else that I can really do makes sense. Put the Explosive Shot out, so at least there's some damage going out, and then we can think about this multi-shot, because it will at least get rid of the Silver Moon Guardian after he's popped his Divine Shield. And that's probably the only options we really have right now. Playing the Acolyte of Pain makes no sense, because he'll just immediately kill it. I'd at least prefer to get 2 cards out of it where possible. Alright, so he's triggered that. It's to be expected, so he's going to do 5 damage to me this turn, minimum. I am now reducing his health, though. And this is a really awkward spot to be as a Warlock against a Hunter, because he has Steady Shot. That can get really out of control really quickly. So, picking at a Warlock is a legitimate strategy, but I still need to make sure he doesn't have too much here. That Lord of the Arena... man, I need something right now that I'm not getting. He's confident, and I don't blame him. Cool. This was exactly what I was hoping to get. So that... he played this well, by the way, and again, this is advanced strategy that not a lot of people really realize. Against a Hunter, you put the big creatures with the 5 health off to the side, not in the middle, because here's what could have happened. I could have used Explosive Shot to wipe everything, or at least do decent damage to it. As it stands, I'm going to kill one creature and damage the other, which is not that great. Now, that's not amazing. I may even have to use 2 rounds of removal to get rid of this stuff, which kind of sucks, but... at this point, since I have Steady Shot available to me... do I just let him go at me and keep this Acolyte of Pain out? Because now I can kill either of these. I think we do. Yeah? At this point, if he wants to trade, I'm fine with it, because I need cards. If he gets a couple more strange and terrible creatures out, I do have multi-shot. I was thinking about multi-shotting all of that stuff out. It may have been a mistake not to do that. Ah, Spellbreaker. Yep, now it definitely is a mistake to have not done that. Okay, I just let him do a lot of damage to me unnecessarily. He's got rid of that, which is actually going to give him the 2-1 Harvest Golem. Which is kind of what he was wanting out of that, so... I can still use my multi-shot, though, and I can even get rid of a Spellbreaker with it, so... it's not the worst thing to ever happen, especially since this Acolyte of Pain is still sitting around saying hi. So unless he's got a Mortal Coil to get rid of that Acolyte of Pain, or something like a Battle Cry damage, then... I can use this to kill that, and then multi-shot the other 2. Which resets things quite nicely. An Alarmabot play at this stage is not that scary. Remember, this is a bullet magnet at this stage. If he's got 10 mana, the Alarmabot is not a good play. It is designed to scare you. And also possibly designed to take a multi-shot. He has managed to remove this with a Drain Life, annoyingly enough, so... my removal is a bit more limited now, but not entirely. That was not what I was hoping for. Oh. Okay. Alright. I still have a health advantage. Tundra Rhino can be played here to get rid of that Silver Moon Guardian safely. Frostwolf Warlord is not much of an option here. We can, of course, Steady Shot again if we like. But at this point, I think we need to do that. There we go. That was unlucky with the multi-shot. Those were the 2 things that I did not want to hit. I wanted to hit the Silver Moon Guardian, the Spellbreaker, and I hit the Alarmabot and the... bloody Harvest Reaper thingy, so... this makes me think that playing that multi-shot a couple of turns ago might have been a better idea. Unfortunately, that card does have RNG qualities to it. Alright, Silverhand Knight. Yeah, he's going to use that to get rid of that. Nothing unreasonable there. Now, we can still pick at him, but we're 5 turns away from killing him, so... it's debatable as to whether or not that's going to work. Okay, what will playing everything do? If I play the Fairy Dragon, he will use the Squire to kill it. If I play the Frostwolf Warlord, he can use this to kill it and then go through. But he won't use that to kill it, he'll use this to kill it. And he'll kill the Fairy Dragon first. If I don't play those cards, he hits me for 10 minimum next turn. He still has an advantage regardless. I think we have to play them. I don't think there's a choice. Alternatively, we just play that one, but even then, we can eliminate it. I'd rather have him eliminate two. There is also the possibility he could be dumb and not play this properly and actually attack the Frostwolf Warlord first, but that's not going to happen. I'm definitely losing now, though. And he has a card to get rid of that, so hey. Oh, he Iron Beaked it. Okay. That doesn't actually matter at all. Because it was gonna, as soon as he killed that, it was gonna... Unless he decides just to ignore this and rush at me. Which makes little sense. But hey, whatever. Creature's a creature, I suppose. That silence wasn't that important. He's still ahead. Because he has stuff on the board and I don't, and he has a card advantage over me. And I have no draw. So, it's the next couple of turns. We'll see how lucky I get. Oh, Jesus. I am now on serious borrowed time, and I am not entirely dead, but I'm pretty close to it. This is all I got right now. The Sea Giant and this. If he can deal 10 damage to me next turn. If he cannot deal that extra 2, I may live. Thankfully, he is a Warlock. Warlocks aren't known for that too much direct damage. But let's see what it can do. He's ignoring me, so... Hellfire. GG. Alright. Yeah. You know what's annoying is... I think I could have beaten him there. I could have put him in a different situation, because that knocked him down to 2 health. 2. Ooh, man, that was... Yeah, that's... You can never really tell, though. Like, earlier in the game, you think, oh, well, doing a little bit of damage to him now doesn't matter, and then that situation comes up. That was really close. That was literally a turn in that. Alright. We'll chuck away the Frostwolf Warlord for the time being. That's a good start. I like that. We can early coin into Acolyte of Pain here or Animal Companion, depending on the situation.
Greetings, traveler.
That's why we love having that coin. Nice to be against the Shaman as well, because while he does have some direct removal, it's not in his hero power, so it makes it a little bit less likely they can kill the Timberwolf immediately. It may be that we coin into Animal Companion because this Timberwolf is here. Because there's a lot of synergy available there. Acolyte of Pain is kind of cool, but that synergy, I think, is a better play overall. So, there we go. So that gives us a 5/4 Misha, as you can see. Attacking here actually does nothing. Quite literally nothing because of this healing totem. But I'm going to do it anyway. Because why not? He will get healed by it, but... These little X... Oh, Hex. You know what's really annoying? Frogs don't count as beasts, so they're not buffed by Timberwolf. Why are they not... I don't know why they're not counted as beasts. I really don't like that, and I think they have to change it. Ah, that sucks. Alright, well, we still have a taunt, so we play our first Acolyte of Pain now, I think, and we just ineffectively beat on him. And at least next turn we can take the healing totem out. Twilight Drake. Nasty play. Very nasty. Gonna be very difficult for me to get rid of here as well. I don't have the means to do it. Even then I don't have the means to do it. That's so annoying. Even a multi-shot is not going to be enough, because that'll take it down to 3, and I've only got 2 damage available. On the plus side, I do have that frog, which is going to stand in the way and be a pain in the arse. I can also play Pint-Sized Summoner for an earlier Sea Giant. Seems reasonable. He may have a means of getting rid of this frog, so I'm going to play another taunt. Keep my stuff safe. There we go. So at least get rid of that totem. So next turn we have a very real possibility of playing a Sea Giant. This 6/6 is currently being neutralized by 2 taunts. I didn't want to keep 1 because something like an Earth Shock or a Frost Shock would get rid of that taunt. It's too fragile. And then he could just barrel through me and start eliminating good stuff. Ah, thanks for the card draw. Much appreciated. His Forked Lightning did not play the way that he'd hoped, which I'm happy about. Another Forked Lightning. He got it that time. Yep, the Sea Giant is now out of reach. He really rolled the dice on that one. But hey, why wouldn't you? Thankfully, I can now remove it because I have multi-shot. And then I'll probably just charge the Acolyte of Pain directly at that. Keep my Arcane Shot for a little later. Multi-shot. And give me cards. Thank you. Okay, so that was neutralized without too much happening, and he burned a lot of removal cards to do that. So I'm happy with my current position. Also, the amount of card draw that I got out of that keeps me up with him, regardless of the fact that he's been playing a lot of totems. That can often be a problem against Shaman decks, because they do have that really good totem that they can make use of. Okay, Scavenging Hyena and Acolyte of Pain, and we also have this combo, which I adore this combo so very much. The Starving Buzzard and the Scavenging Hyena. You get the card draw one turn, and then you can maybe get the buff the next. It's just perfect. What we'll probably ignore that Searing Totem right now. He may have the means to get rid of this, but if he's got a shock, then he's probably going to be able to neutralize this anyway, Searing Totem or no Searing Totem, so... Eating my words again. And now he's going to use that to get rid of the Buzzard. Shaman deck super efficient removal right now going on. Getting rid of everything I could possibly get, and now this Raid Leader's a problem. Thankfully, we do have that Arcane Shot saved, so... I don't know, maybe it was a decent play regardless, but I think that I should have probably just killed off that totem. Because then he wouldn't have been able to do that. Yeah, I certainly should have done that. I'm pretty dumb for not doing it. Okay. Arcane Shot. And I think we just play both of our Acolytes at this point. There we go. You got any Forked Lightnings, then feel free to toss them my way. Spellbreaker didn't make any sense. I couldn't play the Sea Giant. Cold Light Oracle was the only good other alternative, and, you know, it's all card draw, isn't it? So... Another totem comes out. We could beat down this next turn, but we don't get any draw from it, because it doesn't do any damage. And he put a Bolt of First Ogre behind it. And they're really good, because you can't silence them or do any nonsense like that. Even an Explosive Shot doesn't kill them. I mean, they're 6/7, so they're not messing around. Playing the Sea Giant just means the Sea Giant will die. Pretty convinced of that. I think we just have to draw right now. If he decides to start knocking these over, then Explosive Shot could do the trick, but I don't think playing the Sea Giant right now is a good idea. I think he's got too many ways of getting rid of it reliably. Let's see what we get from the cards. Tundra Rhino and a Hunter's Mark. Haha. I can get rid of it. But how? I can't attack. Yeah, this is... So we're going to play the Tundra Rhino into the Hunter's Mark, I think. I lose the Tundra Rhino, but I don't have that many beasts. He's already killed most of my beasts, so this is not going to be as helpful as it looks. So... Maybe not the best trade in the world, but he now gets... got rid of that threat reliably, and I now have board control. So... I think that may have been the right call. It was either that or use that on my Explosive Shot. Fire Elemental. Okay, so that gets rid of one of those. Gets me card. He's got a lot of big, scary stuff. Thankfully, that's a 5 health creature. So, Explosive Shot gets rid of it. And I'll probably do that next turn. Rockbiter. Oh, is he going to use... He's going to remove... God, that's the second Rockbiter. He's got 2 Forked Lightnings, 2 Rockbiters. He's got so much card-based removal in his deck. And that's kind of annoying because I can't get through there. Explosive Shot is a possibility. I do have Eaglehorn Bow. I could use that. Stranglethorn Tiger as well. Okay, well... I think we just have to Explosive Shot that Fire Elemental, because I just don't think we have another good way of getting rid of him. So, let's do that. Also blows away that as well. My Acolyte of Pain will eventually be useful, honest guys. Probably not. And we do that. I'm not going to use the Eaglehorn Bow yet. I'm not going to burn a charge on a totem. That doesn't seem reasonable. I give myself a slight lead right now.
Your magic shall not
Ah, man. This has not been the day for card draw. Well, it has been the day for card draw. He's got another one? Jesus. Oh, God. That's like 3 terrible, scary creatures he's been able to play one after the other now. Alright, now I'm in serious trouble. Because I've used a lot of my removal on his big stuff, and he's got more of it. Alright. Next turn I take 10 damage. There's no way for me to stop that. Not one. And that Stoneclaw Totem that I didn't get rid of is now going to be the bane of my existence. Because what I could have done is at least use my Eagle Hornbow to get rid of the Spellbreaker. Alright, we've got to start putting threats down. I'm going to keep my Spellbreaker for later. We're going to do Dark Iron Dwarf, Stranglethorn Tiger. Can you buff that? I don't know if you can. Because Stealth prevents it from being targeted. Does that also mean I can't buff it with a Dark Iron Dwarf? I assume that's probably right. I'm also thinking I need to put a threat on the board, because otherwise it's just going to deal 10 damage to me immediately. But that's also not that bad. Alright. Hate that I just had to do that, but it is what it is. I didn't want to risk the Dark Iron Dwarf play because I don't know whether or not I can target that. I can test it this turn. The problem is you got to put it down on the field before you even get to target, so it's not like I can just bring it out and say, oh, that's fine. It's not fine. Okay, so I had to eat that damage. I just had to accept that that was going to happen. He's got a Sea Giant. I have a Sea Giant. Oh, jeez. His deck is full of ridiculous cards. It's just like big card after big card after big card. It's nasty. Tundra Rhino is not going to be enough here, but I can just remove that. There we go. So that's that. That was stupid. I shouldn't have done that, because that minion was going to give me that Sea Giant. I am all the misplays right now, but it's not the worst thing to ever happen. What's the best thing to do here, though? Use the Tiger to kill the Spellbreaker? I think so. Or use the Tiger to kill a Fire Elemental. I'm in a position where I'm actually, like, close to dead next turn. Damn. Probably can't target that, so... If I do Tundra Rhino and buff the Tundra Rhino, I can get rid of 2 major threats. Not all of them, but 2 major threats. So, we use the Tiger on that. I didn't even answer my question that I asked earlier. That to kill that. Okay. That's... I think that was the best call that I had, really, I think. How much more big, scary stuff has he got? He can't have that much. Alright, he decides to use that on that. That's kind of cool, because the Rhino's a little bit of a... I call the Rhino a little bit of a red herring, because the Rhino's a big, high-priority target. Because you think, oh god, it's going to buff his Hunter Beasts. I actually don't have that many of them, so it's not that big a deck. Not that big a deal, in fact. Okay, Sea Giant. Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Spellbreaker. Spellbreaker gets rid of 1 Spirit Wolf. That gets rid of the other. Does he kill me next turn? Close. Very close. I don't have any taunt, so with these 2 taunts out, things are going to be problematic. Okay, well, we play Spellbreaker, because we're kind of getting desperate at this point. Spellbreak, that, yeah. Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Sea Giant. That's all I got. Alright, now we start killing things. So, that gets rid of that. That assume triggers that. Yes, it does. 8. I think I'm still dead, actually, even after all that. Oh, that was cruel. Now he uses this to break that. This may be the end. This will be another 3-3 run, which is not great. Yeah, I don't see me winning this at this point. He's got too much good stuff. My Sea Giant got hexed. Yeah. We'll see what we get the next couple of turns, and he gets a Stoneclaw as well. He's throwing out all of his stuff, but, you know, he's clearly ahead, and I've got no way to kill it, because I just pulled a Hunter's Mark. So we get one more turn to see if we pull the right thing, and that's it. Yeah, I got completely outplayed this entire game.
I'll put it on your tab.
Oh, man. Oh. Couldn't even get rid of that. Jeez. Yeah, I'm dead. That's going to be the end of this deck, I'm afraid, folks. There is no way out of this. GG. 3-3 again. Not so good. Not so happy with that. Thank God, though, I got a gold arcane shot. That makes my day better. Oh, man. 3-3. It was a good deck as well. It was a good start on the deck, too, but then we just ran into problems with it and got outplayed. Alright. Let's see what we got. Anything good? Oh, yes, the worst epic in the game. Yeah, that's a bad card. Felguard, though, I don't think I have one of those, so, you know, at least that's stuff that I have. Alright, well, our pursuit of Lord of the Arena continues, ladies and gentlemen. I'll draft you a new deck next time.